Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time in my channel, hi, my name is Onyeka, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for returning. Please don't forget to turn on your post notification just so you get notified whenever I post a new video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why people are leaving Canada in 2024. This topic is long overdue. Statistics shows that between July 1st, 2022 and June 30th, 2023, approximately 94,000 people emigrated from Canada to other countries, with Ontario leading with over 42,000 individuals leaving Ontario to other countries, followed by British Columbia with over 18,000 individuals. Now the big question is, why are people leaving Canada? What happened to the Canadian dreams? What is the Canadian dream, by the way? The Canadian dream promises equality of opportunity and the chance to achieve financial stability. Could this be the reason why people are leaving? They are not seeing a future where they are going to have financial stability. What are really the reasons why people come into Canada and decide that Canada is not the place for them, and they decide to emigrate into other countries? And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Without further ado, let's just go right into the video. The first reason for me, I would say, is high expectations. Most people actually think that coming to a country like Canada that has promised opportunities, people coming here with so much expectations, thinking that once I come into Canada, the first 2 months, I'm going to have everything figured out. I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get a house, and probably start sending money back to my family back at home. This is the expectation so many people come in with. Coming in here, they are coming to see a total different thing altogether. You're staying 2 months, you're staying 3 months, you're even staying 6 months without anything to do, not even a job. You have to survive. And I'm not saying it's not a good thing to have high expectation. Positivity is always good, but you have to plan. It's not as rosy as it sounds, and it's just like what you expected is not what you're getting. You become depressed, you're not asking yourself what's really going on, and something like that is going to hit you so bad, especially if you don't have anyone in the country. Even if you have family or friends, to be honest, once you come in here, especially if it's more like all this extended family, everyone is busy, everyone is trying to get their life together, and everyone is trying to pay bills. So the attention you feel they might give you might not be as much as you expected. Now you start thinking, was this really what I planned? This was not what I planned. This was not the expectation I came in here with. I thought Canada had so many opportunities as they promised. I thought I was going to come in here and my first week I will land a very big job, probably work in an office, I'll work as an office manager, you know, all those high expectations you create for yourself before moving. You just have to brace yourself just in case those things do not work as planned. Nothing really prepares you like when you are actually here and actually seeing it. You might actually prepare yourself mentally, oh, I know it will be bad, but it won't be that bad. But perfectly honest with you, I was blown away. It was like way beyond my expectations. Someone like me that already prepared and braced myself, I still felt it. It actually still hit me. So not to talk about someone that already felt, oh, once I come in, everything is going to be all rosy, everything is going to work out fine, I'm going to get a job in my first 2 weeks. High expectation is the major reason why people come into Canada and they decide to emigrate to another country. Secondly, I would say lack of planning. One key thing I would tell anyone that wants to move to another country, it mustn't be Canada, that wants to move to another country, especially overseas, be it Europe, be it America or wherever, I would say plan. And by planning, I mean plan financially. You can plan for every other aspect, but you see financial planning, that is very important, because it might hit you more than you even expected. So you're coming in here and you feel, I have this amount of money in my bank account, probably when I come in I'll just get something doing that will make me start my life and just get into the system. Well, you're coming in here, it's a different ball game altogether. The finances you actually thought was going to sustain you is just looking like chaff. Talking about the exchange rate and with the naira to dollar rate, once you come in here and you convert your naira to dollars, you will understand that that huge amount of naira you thought you had is going to feel like it is nothing. Now you're stuck, you don't have enough money, you have bills to pay, you didn't plan financially, right? before leaving, have like someone that you're going to tell, like, leaving, this is my plan, should anything happen, this is what I'm going to fall back on. Or you should even have things back home, the properties, the assets, or anything back home that you're going to fall back on in case you come here and you're stuck financially. You could actually liquidate your asset or do something to be able to sustain yourself financially. Or you could call back home, have like sponsors you're going to tell that this is the situation in case you find yourself in a place of financial instability or you're financially trapped. There are lots of people that come into Canada without any plan financially. They're just building castle up in the air, hoping that once I come in here everything will be fine or things will figure out themselves. Even those that came in here with lots and lots of money are still finding it hard. It's not easy to attain that level of stability. Financial stability is key. It is very important. It's not like you're back home where you feel you're broke, you could run back home or go stay with your mom at home, or you go stay with family or friends. It's so different here that you're kind of alone. It's just you trying to figure out all these things all by yourself, and financial instability should be the last thing on your mind. By the time you're here, even though you don't have a job in the first 2 months or the first 4 months and you still have money, you're still going to feel okay. But you don't have a job, you still don't have funds to cater your day-to-day life. To be perfectly honest, that is going to hit you so hard. Then you start looking for other ways to probably leave the country to get the better life elsewhere. So I would say plan yourself, especially financially. You might plan yourself every other aspect on what to do, but you see, do not skip the aspect of financial planning. It is a very vital part of your relocation journey. The next one is high cost of living. I can't overemphasize. I think by now everybody should know that Canada is a very expensive country. So coming in here, you should know what to expect. Another reason is having challenges, especially with integrating. Canada is a multicultural country. Coming in here, you're going to meet people from all over the world. I'm talking about Asians, I'm talking about Africans, South Americans. So you're going to meet so many people. And in your workplace, for instance, I'm black. You might be like the only black person working in that kind of environment. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes you just want to see your own kind of person in your workplace. You're going to get used to it, especially if you have work colleagues that are friendly. To be honest with you, you're going to love it. Sometimes you just want to walk into the office and just see someone that looks like you, especially in terms of color. In addition to challenges integrating, some of the challenges you might find are language barriers, especially if you're coming from all those other countries that are not English speaking countries. Overcoming homesickness for one's country of origin, obtaining a Canadian driver's license and car insurance. Now let me give you guys, this one in particular is definitely a problem I find personally integrating. There are some jobs that I have personally applied for, and those jobs already seem promising, like I was going to get the job, and along the line they're going to ask you, oh, do you have a Canadian class 5 driver's license? Even me coming in here with Nigerian driver's license, they'll still be like, we don't accept that, we need you to obtain your Canadian class 5 driver's license. Now you obtaining a class 5 driver's license as someone that came in with the international driver's license, there are some steps you have to take. You have to go for your driver's test, you have to go for knowledge test. If you haven't done, you have to start from a knowledge test. The international license actually pushes you directly to go take a class 5 driving test. There are some people that end up doing that driving test over 2 times, 3 times. It's not as easy as it sounds, because I understand that you might feel like, oh, isn't it driving? I know how to drive, I'll just get in the road and start driving. Their own driving system or the way they assess it here is quite different. So that is definitely a problem so many people might face. It's challenging because if you don't get that, you can't actually secure a job for yourself. If you don't have a job for yourself, you cannot put food on your table. So that is also a big challenge that so many people face when they come in here. Problem integrating. Another problem with integrating is finding affordable housing. I already spoke about this. Housing is getting over the top. I just wish they could just do like a bonus or just do bonanza for us or something in this country that would just say, oh, for the next 2 months the government is going to provide you with your housing or pay your housing up for you. Because housing is just kicking, it's just like a reminder every end of the month, oh yeah, well, you have to pay your house rent, and that can be a problem as to why people actually leave Canada. Problem integrating is actually a big problem why people leave Canada to other countries. Another reason is seasonal changes. In winter, Canada is really cold, and I'm talking about there are some provinces that drop to -40 or -30, and that can cause seasonal depression. Seasonal depression is actually a thing here. To be honest, I didn't know that the weather actually affects your mood that much until I moved to Canada. In the winter, you're feeling all moody, you just want to go to bed, you're not in the mood, you don't want to have like too much conversation. It just has a way of dealing with your mood. But whenever the weather is good, I'm talking about when it's summer or getting to spring, you see that people are happy, everyone is outside, everyone cannot wait to go outside, everyone can't wait to host parties. Social life is very important to every human. With the weather in Canada, you can't host outdoor activities, especially once it's the winter time. So you see that people want to interact with people, but there is no way to do that because no one is outside. Everybody is just thinking of how to go to work and just go back home, especially in the winter. The weather is really cold. There was a time in the winter, late December last year, they had a snowstorm. I'm talking about -30 degrees. My hand was freezing. I was crying, like I was really crying because I was just trying to understand what kind of weather is this. It was too cold. I was just alone outside. I don't have a car, so I was waiting for my bus. I was literally freezing. It was getting to me, and I began to wonder, like, what kind of weather is this? Why is this weather this cold? It is actually really cold. You can't see people to talk to during those periods. You're just on your own. Everyone just wants to go out. If nothing serious is actually taking you out, there is no need to go out. You hardly even see people on the road. The ones you see on the road are just willing to just get into the bus or get into their car and go home and rest. The weather is actually a thing. It causes seasonal depression. There are so many people that during the winter travel out of Canada during the whole duration of the winter. I'm sure those ones would definitely be the elite Canadians that actually have figured it out and then return back to the country once the weather is better, like during the summer period, just to get away from the whole seasonal depression and all of that. So definitely that is definitely a thing, and those that feel like they could not or they cannot bear such harsh weather conditions end up leaving the country to another country or tropical countries where they find out that the weather is much better, easier to live in. Another reason why people emigrate from Canada is the long wait time in the hospitals. I did not know this was actually a thing until I had a friend that her son was sick and he was rushed to the emergency unit in the hospital. He had to wait for over 4 hours to be attended to. It was insane to me, but due to the shortage of healthcare practitioners here, the wait time, especially in hospitals, are very crazy. That's why sometimes I actually thank God for my life, the fact that I'm not always sick, because I don't want to go in or walk into the hospital to go and experience those long periods of waiting for I'm attended to. I know somebody that was rushed into the hospital. I'm talking around midnight though. She went to the hospital, she called the ambulance and went to the hospital because she wasn't feeling good. She was rushed into the emergency unit as well, and she told me she got in there and waited for over 5 hours before she was attended to. I'm giving kudos to healthcare practitioners here. They are doing amazing because they are so short, and you see people that are taking up extra hours, taking up extra overtime just to meet up, just to make sure that people are actually attended to. It's not really their fault because there is a shortage of healthcare practitioners in this country. The amount of wait time or the hours you're going to be waiting in the hospital is crazy. So that's actually another reason why people emigrate from Canada to go look for better countries that have less waiting time. In Nigeria, I could actually walk into the hospital and see a doctor at the spot, but in Canada it's not like that. There are so many protocols you have to go through. There's also a thing of you having to have like a family doctor that will actually make your process faster. I really don't know much about the whole family doctor process, but I know it's a thing here as well. Wait time here is actually wild, especially you having to see a doctor. So that to me is a reason why people can just move to another country where they could be attended to easily and faster. Another reason is loneliness and depression. I don't think it's only Canada, but just relocating actually comes with loneliness. It is very lonely abroad, especially if you're here alone, you don't have a spouse, your children are not here. The loneliness is something that I can't really explain. I don't know whether it comes with the environment. Everyone here is just about their own business. Not like in Nigeria where you could see just walking down the road and you will see someone that will talk to you or say hi, like, fine girl, how far now? This one way they walk, you're fine, you know, those kind of things. But here you're just on your own. It's so lonely. There's a video of a girl I saw that was trending as a last year on Instagram where she was crying. She was really crying about how lonely it is. She was just really crying, and I felt for her because I understand that she didn't really know what to expect coming here, but it can get really lonely. If you're coming here with your spouse, you and your spouse can actually figure things out. It's even better if you're coming here with your spouse, but coming here as a single Pringle, not knowing anybody, your friends are busy, everyone is working, so it's just a different system altogether. Everyone is trying to get their life together, and it's like, oh, you're here, you to get your life together. But sometimes we need human interaction. We need to talk to people. You actually need to see people and talk to them. That cures a lot of things. It cures depression. It actually stops you from thinking too much. So loneliness is actually a big deal in Canada. It's a big deal in this part of the world. That's why I would advise, as much as you can, at least once in a year, take vacations and go clear your head and do activities. Make up fun activities for yourself. Go out, hang out with friends. Just make sure that you are not lonely and depressed here. So I would say yes, loneliness is actually a reason why people emigrate. When they come in here and they find out that they are too lonely, that so many thoughts can be running to your head. You don't want to do things that you're not happy about doing. You just feel the best option is actually to just move out or go to another country where you might feel less lonely, or where you have more family or people around you to stay with. Lastly, I would say retirement. Not everyone actually wants to retire in Canada. Not everyone comes into Canada with the hope or dreams of actually retiring in a country like Canada, due to several reasons, personal reasons. The reasons varies from individual to individual. Some people just want to retire in a country where the weather is actually more stable, and not everyone also buys the idea of retiring in like in long-term care or going to a retirement home after they are old enough. Some people want to stay back with their children. Some people want to be taken care of or stay back at their homes and be looked after by their children. So reasons might actually vary as to why people do not want to retire in a country like Canada. So you see, it really varies. People have different reasons as to why they do not want to retire in a country like Canada. So they come in with the hopes of, oh, I'm going to stay here for this period of time, and after which I'm going to look for a better country. Some people might end up going back home just so they stay closer to family. You know, different reasons as to why people do not want to retire in a country like Canada. This to me are most of the reasons why a high rise of immigration in Canada, why people are leaving, why people are emigrating to other countries around the world to get better life. And it depends on what a better life means to each and every one of them. If you have got to this part of the video, I am so grateful. If you have comments, leave a comment below. What do you think? Why are you seeing high rise of immigration from Ontario? Why are people emigrating from Canada to other parts of the world? Does it mean that the Canadian dream is not possible? Is it something that is not attainable? What do you think? I would love to know your comments in the comment section down below. Are you someone that will actually love to remain in Canada, or do you plan on emigrating from Canada to other parts of the world? I just want to know your thoughts. Let's just have more like a discussion in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.